Hello my viewers, welcome back to the channel. By the video title, you know what this video is about. When I was asleep, I felt it. I felt something in the football force, the football presence, like that. I think the trade happened for George Pickens. It happened, I think, like at 6 something like that. I remember I woke up, I seen it 5 minutes later, and said trade. I said trade. George Pickens get traded to the Cowboys. I knew he get traded eventually, but I thought it happened maybe before the draft, so you can use that pick to draft a receiver. In the draft like that, they have a young guy there with them. But the trade happened like that. The trade happened, been in the works, been in talks a little bit. I think the Cowboys be a team to trade with them because Jerry Jones usually don't make any moves, but he finally made a move. I think the Cowboys didn't draft a receiver in the draft, so we kind of figured they were going to do something like that. Maybe bring a guy in free agency, or maybe a Mark Cooper or somebody else in free agency, or trade and get talent. And they got a big-time talent in George Pickens, so George Pickens is no longer a Steeler. Now, hopefully, he doesn't have a career like Claypool when he got traded to the Bears. He just kind of fell off. I think George Pickens is more talented than Claypool, so he probably have longer tenure if he can keep his emotions in check and stuff. But the Steelers traded George Pickens away, a big-time deal, big-time trade. I had a feeling he was going to be able to stay with the Steelers long-term. I thought maybe they'll probably stay and trade him before the draft. I thought they'll probably keep him this whole season and then see how things shape out. Maybe after the year, they do like a franchise little tag, exclusive tag tender, where they can like get him, maybe he can trade somewhere else like that. The team can match it or something. But George Pickens got traded, so now the Steelers have DK Metcalf as the #1 guy, officially the #1 guy. They paid DK Metcalf $33 million, so you kind of figured they was going to keep George Pickens and DK Metcalf, I think, the same, you know, like for a long tenure. And you got to pay TJ Watt as well, so we'll see how things go now. They should have enough money and should be able to do that too as well, so we should see that contract extension happening soon. Unless they trade him too. I hope not. I hope not. But you never know like that. The con man has traded Chase Claypool away before, and now he has traded away, of course, George Pickens. So we're going to see how things shape out. And we, the Steelers really haven't kept a lot of receivers they have. Like, you look at the receivers we drafted, there's not a single person, besides the ones, of course, we drafted, like Roman Wilson and Calvin Austin, who's only been here for a few years. But besides them, some of the top 2 receivers we drafted, those guys not on the team anymore. You look at the Juju Smith-Schusters, who got drafted in the 2nd round with the Steelers, and not on the team anymore. You look at, of course, Deontay Johnson, who they drafted, I think, 4th, 5th round. Who became a Pro Bowler with the Steelers, not on the team anymore. Look at Chase Claypool, who they drafted in the 2nd round before, I think. Yes, that 1 year, the first round pick was traded for Minka. So that year, our first pick was basically the Claypool pick. And he had a good year that year, and they were really kind of like broke free, broke higher, and had all the antics and stuff going on. Traded him away as well. And now George Pickens, another receiver they drafted in the 2nd round, traded away as well. So the Steelers now have a guy who they traded for, and DK Metcalf, who's what, 27 years old, who's in the midst of his prime, who's going to do a very good job with the Steelers. So you have him here still, and then you're going to have Calvin Austin, who had 500+ yards last year. I think 548, if I'm not mistaken, last year, which is a big-time jump from what he had the previous year. With like 400 yards increase from the previous year. Calvin Austin played better. And then you got Roman Wilson. We still haven't seen him yet. We know what he did in Michigan. Michigan, he was very good. He had 12 touchdowns, I think 800+ receiving yards. He was a dual threat type guy. He was getting sweeps, handoffs. We've seen him line up in the slide. We've seen him line up on the outside. He was doing all type of things at Michigan like that. They were using him everywhere. They were tossing it to him, all type of stuff to him. But last year, he only played 3 snaps, so we got to see how he looks. Robert Woods, the veteran, of course, we know he's pretty solid like that. So he's definitely capable of holding his own. And then you look at, I think that's kind of much it. We had some guys, of course, some young rookie guys, like the one from Memphis. The Memphis, who was it? Keyshawn Taylor. I think it was Rock Taylor and Keyshawn Williams, like that, yeah. The 2 receivers we got that we drafted, undrafted free agents that we have on the roster as well. So we'll see what the Steelers do. The Steelers decide to just roll with these guys. Maybe add another guy. Still some top free agent names still in the what's his name, in the free agency. You got Keenan Allen, Mark Cooper. I'm gonna make a video dive into that on Steelers Syndicate channel as well. So we'll see exactly what the Pittsburgh Steelers do. But George Pickens getting traded to the Cowboys. I kind of figured he was gonna get traded, but I didn't think it was gonna happen like now. I thought maybe it happened like either end of the season or something like that. You know, like mid-season, at the trade deadline, the Steelers decide to like say, okay, let's kind of flip it right here, or maybe after the season. But it happened before the season and after the draft, which is crazy. So I think it's a 3rd round pick the Steelers get for him. I don't know if it updates. I think it upgrades to a 2nd round pick. Maybe if we play a certain amount of snaps, they probably something like that on it. I think that's on late round pick swaps and a lot of things. I don't know if it's a lot. I think because the Cowboys have to pay him, so they probably didn't get a 2nd round pick officially for him because they have to pay him still that big money. So we'll see how things kind of shape out when more details come out. But that's all I have for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, like and subscribe for more content. I'll see you guys next time on the channel. Peace out.